Good afternoon. Welcome to another edition of Coastal Conversations, broadcasting right here on the Emerald Coast in Florida. We are brought to you today by the Neighbors of Destin publication. Look, if you are a small business that does business in Destin, I don't care where your office is, Fort Walton Beach, Miramar Beach, Santa Rosa Beach, Knightsville, doesn't matter. But if you want to get the Neighbors of Destin to solicit your business, patronize your business, I shall say, give these guys a look, 850-325-0805. They're all about bringing people together. You got to check them out. I am sitting here today with the infamous Mr. Jason Moore from 360 Reflective Renovations. How you doing, Mr. Moore?
Nervous. Yeah, I mean, honestly, yeah, just a little bit of nervous on the spot type of deal, but living life and loving it, man. So it's
Well,
awesome.
Man, we're just talking. We just talked for 20 minutes before these microphones turned on, and you weren't nervous a bit. So we just want to get people to know you, not just an ad in a magazine or a voice on the radio. We want to know a little bit more about you, about what 360 does, 360 Renovations. So let's just start right there. What is the 360 Renovations all about? Reflective Renovations.
Yeah, for one, it's a very, very long name. So, especially with the emails, but we're just a small town, family-run business that loves to help people out and do renovations or even handyman work. We do a variety of work on houses. Most people think of a handyman and a little bit of everything, between cutting your grass, painting, hanging up trim, maybe even hanging pictures up for you, I mean, I don't mind helping people out depending on what it's doing, I mean, I'm not going to babysit your kids or nothing like that, but, I mean, I've got 6 kids of my own to worry about, but it's that's really what it's all about, it's helping people out and having a good time, and meeting people, really.
Right.
I love meeting new people. I was born and raised here right here in the Panhandle. I do a majority of my work through property management companies, from basically Pensacola down to Panama City. I've gone all the way to Alabama to do some jobs for some friends and things like that. Mobile, been out there. But yeah, that's basically what we're all about. It's just helping people and doing renovations and things of that nature, and got involved with you guys, which I thought was awesome because I have literally never heard of the Neighbors of Destin, the magazine or anything like that. And I've come out here my whole life, never even seen that magazine right there until you called me that one day and said, "Hey, I heard your promotion on the radio." And
Yes, I heard you on K-Rock. That's a nice plug for you guys over there. Love K-Rock. And I did give you a call. And you had a great radio voice. So I did want to meet you. And we met at Panera Bread. Another shout out. Love Panera Bread.
Mm-hmm.
And but things are going good. I know you do gutters too, right?
Yes, sir. I do 6-inch seamless gutters. We can repair them. I can do the half rounds too. I don't have the machine, but I can order them in sections through a company that I get all my gutter material from over in Pensacola. Is Gulf Coast Building Materials and Supplies and stuff like that. Very great people, and they deliver it to me. Obviously for a small delivery fee, but they're very reasonable, honest, and they can help you. And they don't only sell like gutter. I mean, they sell everything that has to do with pretty much houses and things like that. So, but yeah, I deal with them doing the gutters. I don't do plumbing, if that makes sense. I'll do like minimal plumbing, I'll fix a drain or something like that if it's leaking, but I won't go in there and swap everything out or nothing like that. My main thing is I really love to paint. I love doing trim. I love the finish work on houses, the trim work, cabinetry. I like the things that people are going to see, and that's what I like to do because it's amazing to have like a hole in the wall and go patch it and then no one ever notices it ever again, type thing, making it match and blend it in and so forth like that. But I love doing things like that. So, but
I think it's important that you love your work. I mean, and that's one of the reasons I wanted to get you on here because in our conversation prior to the magazine and stuff like that, we talked a lot.
Oh yeah.
At Panera Bread, and we always spend a good 30, 45 minutes talking before we even went into what I do.
Yeah.
And what you do, actually, because we talked about your wife, and I know she works with kids, children in crisis. Do you want to touch on that a little bit?
No, I'm not the professional for them. I dang sure ain't a spokesperson for them like my wife is. She's been with them, going on 11 or 12 years now, loves working with the kids. Like I said, she's a CFO over there, just promoted. But she started off as the branch manager, working there, which is basically the secretary of the front door, answering calls, directing the calls, so forth like that. She started off there. And just kind of worked her way up from that. She was the volunteer and events director for a long time. So she got to, she knows a lot of top name people out here for like AJ's and Fudd Puckers, Gusso down there at the Harley shop, things of that nature. She got to know a lot of people, which helped me in my business,
Right.
And yeah, I mean, they do wonderful things for the children, as far as, it's a, like fostered and abused kids housing and stuff, but they have 5 houses on site where they're located at, which house all the children and stuff. But they also work in title with the Children's Advocacy Center too. So they're kind of work hand in hand with them, providing homes for these children. It's like I said, I'm no spokesperson for them, but it's amazing. It really is the work they can do. So.
And your wife's name is Laura,
Laura,
right?
Yep, Laura Moore.
And you said you got 5 kids?
6 total.
6
it's a split family. Yeah, so we have 6 kids total. My 3 actually live in Mississippi, over in Biloxi, with their mother and stepfather over there, and then my wife has 2 to her ex-husband. And then we have 1 together, our youngest, and he's 13 now. It's a lot. It's really a lot. So,
back to the children in crisis. Now that is just an amazing. I don't know anything about now. Is that's the name of the organization, Children in Crisis?
Yes, sir.
I mean, they've been around for a while.
A long time.
Okay.
I can't tell you how long, but it's been years. I know of at least 12 years. So, because that's when my wife started working for them. But they were here way before that. The things they do, like I said, I'm not a spokesperson for them, but my wife's better at it than I am as far as going into detail on how they take care of the kids and things like that. But let's say they actually have a golf tournament coming up called the Ken Hare Golf Tournament or something like that. It's in Fort Walton Beach.
Okay.
And Ken Hare actually used to be the big boss up there, the CEO. He just retired last year. I can't tell you how long he worked there for, but it was, I want to say, like 20 years. So I know they've been around for a while. But they do have a golf tournament coming up. They have multiple golf tournaments. They usually have one in Fort Walton and one in Destin. And when they hold these, all the proceeds go to, like I said, Children's Advocacy Center and then CIC. How they split it up, I don't know, or how they determine that. I don't go into details on those, but and they just help raise money. So let's say somebody has a charity they want to donate to, or for CIC or something of that nature. They'll hold an event out here in Destin or Fort Walton or something like that, and they'll get CIC involved on it, and CIC helps get volunteers to help out and work those events that they're having, which donates money back to Children in Crisis for these kids that they house and provide clothes for and things of that nature. So it's really amazing. Sometimes I'll get teared up just talking about it too, so you'll hear it in my voice.
That's God's work, man. You guys are doing an amazing thing for these kids. I'm definitely want to get Laura in here, and so she can talk a little bit more about it and what we can do to help her, and what Destin and Fort Walton can do to help the kids.
Yeah, she loves it. Like I said, she's more professional than I am. She'll come in a nice suit and everything, all purdied up. I just come in work clothes. So.
Well, you come from work, so that's people want to get to know who you are.
This is me right here. Yeah, this is what I look like when I show up to a customer's house or anybody's house to talk to them and see what's going on for them. Even at Children in Crisis, this is how I dress. I come to work not to just look good. Because I can't even get that right. So.
A very humble man he is. So what else you got going on?
Well, like I said, between doing that, we also have bouncy houses that we do.
Bouncy houses? Okay.
Yes, sir. Keep Bouncing and More is the name of our company. It's a newly owned bouncy house business.
Keep Bouncing and More.
Yes, sir. And it's my wife's business, too. I'm the one that goes out and sets all the bouncy houses up and takes, as a matter of fact, when we get done here, I'm going back to the shop, blow them up and clean them all out and everything. So, but like I said, it's a new business. It's only been not even a year yet, so our name isn't out there or anything of that nature. We've done quite a few events, especially for Children in Crisis. They'll get a bouncy house from us, and we'll go set it up over there for them for the kids to play on the weekends. Now, we do ours just for the weekends, okay? Now, I'll deliver it during the week, but we prefer to do if someone wants it on the weekend, we'll drop it off on Friday evening, and I'll pick it up Monday evening. So you have it all weekend to actually have fun on it, and most of the time, people will drop it off for one day and pick it up the same day. I don't like doing that. So I'd rather just give it to you for the whole weekend so I don't have to worry about it and mess my weekend up doing what I want to do. So
drop it off and go fishing, go play whatever you want, and come back.
Exactly.
If they water or they blow up?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Now, again, it's new, so we only have 4 of them available at this time, but all 4 of them we have 2 water slides and 2 4-in-1 combo wet or dry slides. You can use all 4 of them, either dry or wet. We have 4-in-1 combos, which is a bouncy house with a basketball hoop inside with a little ball you can play. It's got a rock or a wall climbing area, and then the slide off to that. So they're pretty fun. They're not huge. Now, granted, they're not huge either, because I'm thinking of kids, not adults, which adults have called and said, hey, do you have adult-sized ones? We don't have those. I think our biggest one is like 15 foot tall. So to me, it's for the kids, So.
Have you seen speaking of the adult blow-up ones, have you seen the ones that are like blow-up bars?
Yes.
The bouncy, it's got the seats and the water at the bottom of it, and then the whole background for the bar.
I have seen those. My wife was talking about buying the ones for weddings. The white ones, I told her no. I was like, no, nobody's going to rent that. You would be surprised how many people actually want to rent those things for weddings. It's amazing. So we're probably going to get one of those, to be honest with you. So before the end of the year.
It's wedding time.
It is. As a matter of fact, my oldest, my wife, like I said, we have 6 kids. We have 3 boys and 3 girls. And they're kind of all equal in age, except for the last one, who was 13. Mm-hmm. But we have 2 older sons that are 23, and both of them are married. My oldest son just got married in March. Her oldest son is my stepson. He was married last year, so he was the very first one that got married. So, but yeah, everybody's getting married right now. And like I said, that wedding fever, almost when one person gets married that you got to get more and more going on. So
don't get close to my daughter. Stay away from. I don't want her to get into that just yet. So.
Oh no, sir. Yeah, but on top of that, like I said, we drop the bouncy houses off on the weekends for the whole weekend, because my wife and I are also members of the Harley Davidson Owners Group.
Wow.
I'm actually the assistant director for that. And so we do a lot of motorcycle riding, on Harleys, basically.
Who do you partner with that? Do you partner with Harley Davidson?
Yeah, we're actually the Emerald Coast Harley Davidson. That's where they're our sponsor, I should say. You know, we're not an MC. It's just a motorcycle riding group, is what it is. We're a bunch of old people that love to ride motorcycles. You know, we went on a big trip a couple weekends ago. We drove all the way from here to Mobile. We took the ferry across Mobile to Dauphin Island. From there, they had a vintage motorcycle little event going on Dauphin Island. We stopped in there. From there, we drove all the way to see the USS United States. I don't know if I know you've heard of that ship that Okaloosa bought, and they're going to sink like 20 miles. We went over and seen that. We got a brief little history lesson on that from the young man that was there telling us all about it, and got videos. And then from there, we went to a little beignet shop in Mobile, and then drove all the way back. You know, so I mean that's what we do on the weekends. So for the bouncy house, I'm not picking it up Saturday or Sunday because I'm probably busy riding my motorcycle those days. But
did you take a group of people out
oh
on
yes,
that ride?
Yeah, there was about 20 of us. Now we have, I think we just signed off. We got 49 members. It might be more than that. Don't quote me on that. But we got about 49 hog members, as they're called. And yeah, there was about half of us that went out there. About 40% of us went out on that ride. And we just meet up at the Harley shop, get in our little formation, and we ride. You know, it's literally what we do. And we're a nonprofit organization, too, for the hog chapter, you know, so we're constantly donating. Like this weekend, I'm working at the Harley shop, doing hamburgers and hot dogs and stuff like that. And, you know, so if y'all want free lunch, come to the Harley shop. You'll be out there seeing me flipping hamburgers and hot dogs.
Out in Fort Walton?
Yes, sir, from 12 to 2.
I'll have to put that down.
Yeah. Hey, free food, free
hot
drinks.
dogs. I'm all over that.
Yeah, free drinks, too. So just come on out and just look around, meet and greet people. Honestly, it's probably be a good place for you, to be honest with you. Who knows where you meet out there, so.
Was that part, except another plug for K-Rock, I don't mean to, but I love the station.
Yeah,
I kept hearing this poker run that they were doing. Do you guys participate in that?
We do certain events and things of that nature. For instance, like that Wheels for Will that was this past weekend. We were not involved in on that, but we did involve ourselves in it, if that makes sense. So we, as a group of the Hog Chapter, we always do a first Sunday ride and a third Saturday ride, and then what we do is pickup rides after that. So if there's events that we can go to or get to or make ourselves known in the community more, that's where we're going to go. I don't think we have a poker run one that I know of, but we do the Toys for Tots run every year in November for children, you know. So we'll all meet at the Harley Davidson shop, and we ride from there, and we take a short little trip around Fort Walton, down through Shalimar, and out to the old Mullet Festival Fairgrounds. I don't know if y'all know that.
I don't know that area.
Really?
No.
Goodness
well,
gracious.
I just got here last January.
Okay,
so
you know what? I understand. Years ago, there's a fairgrounds in Niceville right by down like College Boulevard. It's right on the corner. There's a Chefco gas station there. It's a don't quote me on the name, but now it's like soccer fields and baseball fields. But right behind that is where they used to hold the Mullet Festival Fairgrounds. And it was a bunch of vendors, and they'd have a concert, a little band out there, and they got a stage set up and things like that. They don't do that anymore, but that's where we meet as a group for like Toys for Tots. And I think last year we had over 200 motorcycles that went on this. And we just meet there at the end of it. We play motorcycle games like the slow ride. We do roadkill, which is where you get a net and we have little stuffed animals set down. The kids try to scoop them up on the back of a motorcycle.
Roadkill. You kill it, we grill it.
That's it. Yeah, it's fun. We're grilling this weekend. And then they set up these cones, and you can put the tennis ball on top of the cones. It's really fun. It ain't pretty fun. It's really fun, you know. And then we had a bouncy house out there last year. As a matter of fact, we took a bouncy house out there, so if kids came, they had somewhere to play while the adults were riding motorcycles or buying stuff. And they also have raffles out there too, so you can do a a high-low game. I know y'all have heard of that, right? Like a high-low game?
When I used to drink, we played high-low all the time.
Not that kind of high-low. Now, there is no drinking at this section unless you bring it yourself. But it's where you got a box and there's a person on the other side. And you give them, like, if you give them $20, you'll get, like, so many tickets. And you can, or not so many tickets, but so many chances to where you got a box and you stick your hand in it and pull out a little ping pong ball and it's got a number on it and she's got one that's got a number and you have to guess if your number is higher or lower than her number. And if it is,
Take a drink.
If you no,
No.
probably if you win, you get both numbers combined for a total of how many tickets you're going to buy or get, I should say. And at the end, I think last year my wife and I had over 200 tickets. I mean, I was throwing some in the trash. Don't tell my wife that.
You just did.
Hey, no, don't let her hear that. Bleep that out. But yeah, so it's and then you take them and they got little like vanilla envelopes set up on a wall. They got about 4 to 6 tables with all kinds of donated items, you know, and you just stick your little card that you won from the high-low in there, and if you win, they call the numbers out, they stick it on a wall so you could win stuff, prizes and things like that on this Toys for Tots, which all that money is donated between the Children's Advocacy Center and Children in Crisis.
So much
It's
stuff.
a lot, yes.
Then you got there's you leaving one out, so let's talk
Yeah.
about the pontoons. You guys do that as well.
Yeah, we do. We are involved with Jimmy's Crab Island Pontoon Rentals too, or Crab Island Jimmy's Charters. I'm sorry. Jimmy runs that pretty much on his own, but my wife is partnered with them on that, you know, and periodically we get to take people out on the pontoon boats, you know, like if you and your wife wanted to take one out, you give us a call, and I mean, my wife and I would go with you and we'd take you out either the Crab Island, or if you wanted to, we can take you, there's little islands going out towards Herbert Field in the middle of the bay. I don't know if y'all have ever been that direction or not. There's little bitty islands, and you can, like your own little private island if you wanted to just have a beach to yourself that day instead of going out on the water and being around a whole bunch of people that are drinking and having a good time, should say. Who wants to be there? But yeah, I mean, we take you everywhere. You can do dolphin cruises on it, snorkeling, things of that nature. Mainly it's people from out of state coming down, and everybody wants to go to Crab Island. You know, at least once in their lifetime. But once they hear about these islands that are down the bay going towards Herbert Field, they kind of change their mind about going to Crab Island. They want to go to these little bitty islands and have a little beach to them. Because they can. There's not a lot of people. There's probably going to start being a lot of people once they find out about it. But
So every one of them's chartered. Do you rent them just to people that?
we do not. We do have captains. We do not rent them. Like if you rent the boat, we do not let you drive the boat.
Okay.
For instance, so you can actually enjoy the process and get to see the scenery without wrecking the boat or getting in trouble by the Coast Guard or anything of that nature. We can handle 12 people on our boats to where most companies can only do 6. You know, so that's a better subject to it. That's why we get a lot of rentals too, because we're allowed to accommodate more people on our boats because they are captained, or I should say chauffeured. They're not really captains because they don't have captain's license, but it's a chauffeur is what it is. But it allows you to actually enjoy the moment, have some frosty beverages with your family instead of worrying about the Coast Guard rolling up on you and taking you to jail or giving you a ticket or whatever. So that's why we love doing it. Plus, it doesn't damage our boats. So that's really the main reason. You know, no, it's not. It's one good reason why we do it. So.
That's awesome, Jason. You just got you and Laura are just so involved with everything. How do you have time together? What's a good date night? I mean, what do you guys?
Well, as a matter of fact, our anniversary is coming up April 30th. As a matter of fact, and like I told you, because you offered us, which we're excited to go to, the Tribute Journey.
Maddie Kelly Arts Foundation,
Yes,
Concerts
yes.
in the Village, Miss Sandra Wilkram. There's a plug for you.
Yes.
But you and your wife are coming.
I am absolutely thrilled to go to this. My wife is too. She's only been, and I don't know what to expect. I don't know if it's a concert or what, but she's only been to 2 so-called concerts in her whole life, and I'm not going to tell you how old she is because she'll get mad. And she's not that old, but...
Well, give me a concert and we'll kind of guess. We won't do that.
But yeah, she, so doing things like this she is so excited, especially because it's around our anniversary. And like I told you, we're going to Thunder Beach down in Panama City for the weekend. We're going to ride our motorcycles down there and spend the weekend in Panama City we're going for Friday, Saturday, and coming back Sunday night. So and actually we'll be back before Sunday because we got a ride on Sunday to be at. And my wife, the Hog Chapter does ride challenges right now. So if she doesn't make it to a ride, we're not in the challenge anymore, and she'll get kind of upset. So it's a mileage thing to see how many miles we can put on our motorcycle. So
that's cool.
Yeah, it is pretty fun. But yeah, so but yes, like I said about the concert and things like that, she's very excited about.
Well, it is so cool. Okay, this is the first year I've done it. We've seen Fabulous Thunderbirds, which was a good one.
Yeah.
Last week was amazing. The Eric Clapton tribute band, Journeyman.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
I
amazing,
mean, I've put clips on Facebook and Instagram, but these guys were awesome. I mean, if that's what the rest of the season is going to be like with Journey and the Jimmy Buffett tribute band and Def Leppard tribute band.
No, Jimmy Buffett. No, see, I'd rather go to that one.
That's
I like that one.
That's second to the last. And then they got the Molly Ringwalds and Yacht Rock is tonight. Wow. As a matter of fact, I think we have tickets for tonight. If you and Laura wanted to come see Yacht Rock,
that would be amazing. I think we've got something going on.
It's just, but it's an outdoor event with a nice stage and food trucks, and there are you can do just buy lawn seats, bring your own chairs.
Oh, really? Okay.
Or you can hook up with somebody that has a table, and
for instance, you guys. Thank you.
And you bring whatever you want. I mean, people they bring wine and champagne. Shots if they do that.
Oh, so it's a BYOB and
it's BYOB and food,
Nice.
Edible arrangements. Chris and the
Nice.
crew over there, they set us up with three nice fruit trays last week, which lasted for days because we didn't eat it all. In fact, they went into smoothies this morning, as a matter of fact.
I love fruit, so yeah, I had to get eaten.
But the experts, that have actually been going there forever, probably, they got lanterns on their tables, and they bring tablecloths, and one guy actually had a tabletop fireplace because it was chilly out there. So it was just it's awesome. I can't say enough about them.
I'm excited. I've never been to something like that. No, they have over in Fort Walton at the Landing. I think last year they were doing bands every Friday or Saturday night. That's about as close as I've been to something like that. Now, I've been to concerts before, but nothing like that, Usually you go to a concert, they don't want you bringing anything in, and you're sitting in their seats or you're standing up.
And buying their food.
That's
and their
right.
beverages and stuff like that.
So, that's... Now, what's the age limit on it?
Oh, whatever. And be under 12 gets in free.
Okay.
So...
I'll tell you, my son's... Well, I think I did. He was like 13, but he's 12 today,
well, he's
right?
12. He'll be 12 on May 1st. So he's just going to go back a little bit. But, and then I think it's like $40 for adults to get in. But it's worth it. I mean,
No, that's pretty cheap. I mean, to be honest with you, just to see some tribute bands and stuff like that, most concerts you go to at the Coliseum, they're pretty expensive. So
and they got raffles and everything. I mean, Matt Kelly Arts Foundation, they do a lot for charities. They're a really, really good group. And they put on a great events. And not just this one. I mean, Xantra's going to be here. Hopefully, we're going to talk all about it. Just to wrap up with 360 Reflective. All right. You've got great reviews. People do love you. I'm seeing 5-star reviews. where can they get a hold of you? You want to give them a shout out? Let them know how to find you.
Well, this is my wife's expertise because I'm the person that just says, "Hey, let me come take care of your house," when she's the one that does all the promotions and Facebook posts and. But they can go on our website, which is basically www.jason360reflectiverenovations.com. They can look us up there.
Don't put Jason
Don't put Jason in there. It's just 360reflectiverenovations.com. Or, I mean, they can call me on my cell phone,
which is
850-603-1654. Obviously, if I don't answer, it's because I'm actually working, because I am the one that's on every job that I go to. I don't sub out my jobs for other people. So basically, when I give you the price, that's me doing that job, not somebody else. I might have people that work with me, but I'm on every job. So, but and the Facebook page, it's the same thing, 360 Reflective Renovations, on Facebook. And again, my wife manages all of that and her extra time that she has.
With everything, Children in Crisis,
Yes.
the pontoons, the bouncy houses, the Harley Davidson group.
Yeah. Now, see, I told y'all usually limit to an hour. For her, you might want to do 2 to 3 because she has a lot. She works she works harder than I ever will, to be honest with you. So, and it's amazing.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Jason Moore, 360 Reflective Renovations. You got his phone number. You have his website and his Facebook page. Great guy. I learned more about him today than I ever knew. So, Jason, I sure appreciate it, brother.
Hey, thank you for having me. It's been
sir.
a blast. I was a little nervous about this. Still kind of nervous, but I'm excited too. So
That's great.
Awesome.
Great. Give him a call for everything you need handyman-wise. Have a great day.
Thank you.